Here's a deep existential question for you that will cause you to question everything and examine your life in such a way that you wonder whether or not it's all been worth it. Are you doing enough? Now that question is sort of existential, right? Am I doing enough of what? Are you doing enough to meet your goals? Delivering everything that you need to deliver to meet the goals that you say that you want to achieve in your life? That's a question I ask myself daily, weekly, monthly. Am I doing enough? Oftentimes, the question is no. The truth is, can we ever truly do enough to accomplish all of our goals? And the sort of high-level answer is, yeah, probably not. There's just too much to do, not enough time to do it. That's the reality of life, and that's just kind of the way it is. In order to meet your goals, to hit your lifetime achievements that you have set for yourself, you gotta move the ball forward, right? And that's what inspired this topic for this video today. How can you do more? Are you doing more? Are you doing enough? How can you do more? Let's dive into it. One of the things that astonished me about some of the best achievers that have ever existed on the earth is that the ones that really did something, tended to deliver a lot of, let's say, volume for the work that they were doing. A couple quick examples. Everybody knows of Albert Einstein, right? Famous scientist who came up with amazing equations that impacted our world today. Things like nuclear energy. Other inventions are all inspired by the work that he did. Do you know he published 248 scientific papers? Of those 248 scientific papers, only a few are very well known. You most likely know of his work through the equation E=mc². Some of you may know of other equations and other theories that he's come up with. I think one of the things he's famous for at least saying is that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. He may have popularized that, not sure if he came up with that, but that's one of the things that he came up with. And you're most likely familiar with that. There's also Mozart, very famous composer, lived in the early part of the 1600s, somewhere around that time frame. He came up with 600 compositions. Bach, a contemporary of his, came up with 1,000 compositions. You only likely know or have heard of or listened to a few of their songs. Edison, he patented 1,093 inventions. You more than likely know him from the light bulb, or perhaps the movie camera, the very device from which I am recording this video from. So some of the biggest achievers in the history of achievements, well, they delivered a lot of volume. But why is this important? Well, as we all know, increasing income is key to growing your wealth, right? Part of the shtick that I have here on this channel. No matter how you slice it, when you're trying to increase your wealth or become a better financial individual, one of the big keys, one of the foundations to doing that is increasing your wealth. And the ways to do that generally break down into increasing your skills or the amount of value that you deliver at scale. Both of these tactics, both of these methodologies to increase your wealth, to increase your income really, both of them can be affected by the amount that you deliver. So the simple thing and the simple way to think about it is to increase your skills, to increase the value that you deliver every day. Simply increase your output. Now that's a tough thing to do, but it can be done. How? Well, let's start off with a couple of things. You want to increase your efficiency. Become more efficient with your time, with your talent, and your treasure. How can you become more efficient with your time? There are a number of time management techniques out there that you can take advantage of to enable you to to enable you to deliver more volume. It starts first and foremost with getting off your phone all the time. I'm sure you've heard this a million times. Too many people are spending too much time on their phones just goofing off, checking out their Instagram, checking out TikToks, replying to tweets, creating tweets. Honestly, if that's not your main skill set, that's not your business. If you don't have any plans or aspirations to grow your following, things of that nature, you probably shouldn't be on those things as much as you are. And I really mean this one. If you're not taking concrete steps today to increase your social media output, and that's part of your strategy for growing your wealth, yeah, you shouldn't be on social media as much as you are. If all you're doing is fighting with friends and neighbors and family over politics, checking out videos on topics that you really enjoy, you're spending too much time, more than likely, on your phone just goofing off. That's the real truth of it. I simply just tell myself, I'm not even gonna look at my phone till 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. And then I'll have another chance to look at my phone, maybe dinner time, 6 p.m. time frame. Sometimes I'll check my phone in the morning, very few times. In the morning is my time really to improve myself and to find ways to move the needle forward on things that I'm interested in doing. So if I'm looking at my phone, more than likely I'm just goofing off and I'm not doing those things that are gonna increase my income. So I tend to avoid doing that at all. And that takes me to another tip about being more efficient with your time. You don't ever want to say to yourself, I don't have time to do this. You know why? Because you can always find the time to do this. And more than likely, the place that you can find time to do anything is the place where you tend to look the least, and that's early in the morning. A lot of people tell me that they're night people. A lot of people tell me that they work the best between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. I find a hard time believing that. In my personal opinion, this may not be true for everybody, but my feeling is it's generally true is that if you scheduled your time better, you would be much more efficient early in the morning than you are late at night. Why do I say this? It's been more or less scientifically proven. I'll see if I can't drop some links in the description down below. Most humans are most efficient and have the most energy when they wake up, right after they wake up. So if you've been saying to yourself, I don't have time to work out, well, have you tried waking up early in the morning to work out? If you're saying to yourself, I don't have time to work on my personal business, to expand my side hustle, have you tried doing that early in the morning? If you're saying to yourself, I don't have time to learn a new skill to increase my ability to earn more money, have you tried waking up early in the morning to study for that skill or that thing that you're looking to do? My impression is that a lot of people simply do not. And as a person who wakes up early in the morning and who works out early in the morning and does these sort of tasks, first thing, I can tell you that most people that are really successful, that I tend to run into when I'm doing these things early in the morning, they tend to be doing them as well. Quick example, the gym that I go to. A lot of high achievers also tend to go to that very same gym. And in that gym, some of the people that maybe aren't as high of achievers, they tend to roll in around 9 a.m., sometimes 11 a.m. This is just anecdotal, but I tend to find that as a person who wakes up early in the morning and attends and then goes to the gym first thing in the morning to make sure that I use my energy efficiently as possible, that the biggest high achievers that I've ever met personally also go to the gym early in the morning. It's anecdotal, and you probably can find examples of very high achievers that tend to work late at night. But the recipe for success is if you can't seem to find the time, look in the one place that you haven't been looking, and that's early in the morning. You definitely want to become more efficient with your talent as well. Now, what do I mean by that? Talent in certain parlays can mean many things. And that is improving your skill, right? Improving your ability to execute tasks in a certain time frame. That's going to take doing what we talked about earlier, improving your skills. Taking time early in the morning to improve your ability to memorize things. Reading and understanding the task that you're gonna have to execute for the day. Simply increasing the skills that you have so that you're more efficient at what you're doing every day. Now, as a software engineer, one of the things that I tend to do early in the morning is go over the things that I'm going to need to do later on in the day to make sure that I have the skills and capabilities to execute quickly so that I can deliver more. Again, this builds on the first point, right? That you definitely want to increase, that you need to find the time to do this. For me, that's early in the morning. And again, I believe, generally speaking, to be the most successful that you can be, taking the time early in the morning to do that is the perfect recipe for success. But third and finally, for how to become more efficient, right? You want to become more efficient with your treasure. What are you spending your money on? You spending it on trinkets? Do you spend it gambling on sporting events? Where is your money going? Is it going to help you increase your output? More than likely not. That's a separate video for a separate topic, and I really should dive into that soon. But those are the three things you want to improve in terms of efficiency: time, talent, and treasure. The second thing you want to focus on: don't deliver perfection, because you're never going to hit perfection. There's no such thing as a perfect product. The phone that you're using to watch this video, the headphones, earpieces, earbuds that you're using to listen to my dulcet tones, my comforting, soothing voice, the chair that you're using to sit into this, to sit down and relax and take in these helpful tips. None of those products is perfect. As a matter of fact, the individuals and companies and entities that created those things probably went through several iterations of them, several iterations that they sent to customers to get their feedback, to ensure that eventually they can deliver something that is worthwhile. What they were doing is they were increasing the volume of production. Whenever they go and they have a QA cycle, they're delivering something to a customer that, in this instance, that they hire to ensure that the quality of their product is on the up and up. At which point they can deliver it to you. But even then, the product that they deliver is not perfect. So if you're not getting started on whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever your side hustle is, making more YouTube videos, Instagram reels, if your side hustle is print-on-demand t-shirts, and the reason that you're not started is because you don't have the perfect design, or because maybe the background in your videos isn't just right yet, don't let that stop you. What you want to do is you want to deliver what you can right now. Deliver the minimum viable product. In software engineering, and I think in entrepreneurship in general, your minimum viable product is the product that you can deliver that has the highest quality that you can achieve right now. And as you continue to work in that space, if you're someone who looks to increase the quality of their delivery, and you should be, the product that you deliver will improve over time. And that takes me to the next and final point. You want to do something to move the needle forward every day. Does that mean that you're going to deliver something to your customer every day? Ideally, yes, but it doesn't have to be that specific. It could be delivering a portion of your product to a quality analyst of some kind to determine whether or not it's ready to be delivered to your customer. It could be delivering a design to your designer to get your print-on-demand t-shirt up and running, to then go in front of an audience to determine, hey, is this thing good enough to sell to somebody? Whatever it is, you want to make sure you do something to move the ball for your goals forward every single day. Finally, I'll say this. A lot of people say that you want to deliver quality not quantity. And they're 100% correct. Quality beats quantity every day of the week and twice on Sundays. Where I think a lot of people make the mistake is, and what a lot of people do not recognize, is that you get quality by delivering quantity. The more you work at something, the more quality that something can then become. Don't let the quality versus quantity argument keep you from doing something and delivering something every single day. Make sure to keep that volume up. That is the volume of delivery for whatever it is that you're trying to do. Especially slamming that like button and hitting subscribe and turning on post notifications so you don't miss videos as they drop from Finance Squared and from me, your host, Derek West. In any case, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.